Welcome to day number 30. It's a Wednesday session. 7 rounds for time, 50 double unders, 10 kettlebell swings with 32 kilos, and then 10 handstand push-ups. For the first workout, we've got 2 workouts in this session plus an accessory piece. Pretty manageable this workout. 7 rounds, moderate number of rounds, pretty low volume of reps compared to usual training here. Handstand push-ups, I started off with a strict. My first rep, I did a bit of a kip, but it felt awkward, so I just went straight to strict. And then as I fatigued a little bit, I introduced a little bit of a minor kip with the legs, which I have to practice a little bit more. I'm not too comfortable doing a standard kipping handstand push-up just from the floor height. When it's a deficit, it's a little bit easier because there's more time and the range of motion. However, for me, being good at strict handstand push-ups makes doing a kipping handstand push-up, particularly in this volume, just a little bit awkward. But I know that it is a skill that I need to have for when I have to do significant volume or a lot of reps in a workout under fatigue or interference from other movements. So very similar to a kipping pull-up versus a strict pull-up. Yeah, you might be strong at them, but in the CrossFit space, it's not efficient and it doesn't save you much time in certain workouts. Handstand push-ups are a little different to that, but same sort of principle applies there. Pretty quick workout, this one, under 10 minutes to get it done. Still getting a good sweat and a good bit of breathing in, but not the sort of workout where you have to take breaks on if you've got the capacity to do these movements fine. So just banging out set after set. The hardest part was to keep track of rounds and wonder if I've done an extra round or one less round, but I did do it right and completed 7 rounds. So let this one finish up here. And then our second workout for today is what I would consider a hard workout on a normal day, let alone a deload week. So we'll have a look at that one next. So for workout 2, we've got 3 rounds for time, 400 meter kettlebell farmer's carries with 224 kilos, and then a 400 meter sandbag bear hug carry with a 68 kilo sandbag. So already I knew that 1.2 kilometers of farmer's carries is a decent distance, and then 1.2 kilometers of sandbag shoulder carries is a fair distance as well. I've done a 1.6 mile sandbag run in an event at Oceania Champs last year, and that was a rough event. It was the first event of the comp, and it was tough enough to do a 1.6 in a just any form, let alone with a heavy sandbag on the shoulder. So I found that my technique when I did that event, holding the sandbag on one side and letting the other arm dangle, was not super efficient for going for big chunks of distance at a time. It felt you definitely needed to put the sandbag down, whereas if you angle it and maneuver it a little bit more to the midpoint of your upper back and neck, you can kind of wrap both arms around it. It still is going to sit more to one side, but it's definitely a lot more comfortable, and you can get a little bit more distance if you've got the endurance to just keep moving. It's also a bit easier and a bit better spot to do it when you're running. So if you actually are going to try to run, which in the competition event, it was a sandbag run with the intention of completing it fast. as opposed to this piece here, which, was try to still do it fast. However, I was walking or doing this shuffle for the most part. It was not until my last set where I actually pick up a little bit of the pace. So there's a lot going on here in this shot, but I'm kind of just doing sections at a time, 50 meters out, 50 meters back, and then picking up my kettlebells now, walking up, and then walking back down, turning at this point at the car. So it's 50 meters out, 50 back, and I do that 4 times for 400 meters. And then there's a little bit of a 10-meter transition to where I actually set up my sandbag and kettlebells. But this is not the most entertaining thing to look at and watch, but still just putting it up and showing that just what it is. So last sandbag carry here at the moment, and fair bit going on. The class was running around outside, cars everywhere. The sun was setting, so it gets pretty dark coming into this last bit. And it was actually, I think my quickest set might have even been this last one. I just finished up there. I took the sandbag into the gym, and here I am. All right, on to accessory. So accumulate 3-minute front plate hold with a 15 kilo. This one, didn't really know how long it would take me to do. I didn't know how long I would get on this first set, but I just started and thought I'll try to go for a minute, and managed to get a minute on this first set. And then I take a 50-second rest. I wanted to rest less than I held it. I also felt that a minute between sets was going to be probably a little bit too long with the idea of accumulating the 3 minutes. It's not a long time. Maybe if it was a 5-minute accumulation, take a little longer rest. But I wanted to try to have a little bit of urgency to pick it up, even though 50 seconds is quite a chunk, but then try to hold on for some big sets. So then I went 40 seconds of work, 40 seconds of rest, 40 seconds of work, 40 seconds of rest, and that gave me, and then 40 seconds of work to finish, which gives me a final finishing time of 5 minutes on the dot. And I was pretty happy with that. This was a little bit quicker of an accessory than I expected, but happy to do some shorter work this week, being a deload week. And at this point, starting to feel pretty decent. Body's coming good a little bit, just from a little bit less volume and the mental stress of some of the other week's workouts. And this week's workouts being a little bit easier, even though that last one was pretty tough. But that's it for today. I'll see you tomorrow.